रूप ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। Hare Krishna. I had met all of you in one of the Nectar of Instruction class, but I don't know much about each of you. Maybe I should remember your names. So I don't remember them. I would like to hear from you. You can tell about, of course, your name, and if you are a student, what you're studying. If you're already working, where you are in Pune, be it around temple or how far it is, like that. So to begin with, I am Chaitanya Prasad Das. I am staying in ashram from many years, Prabhupada's mercy. And one of my main services is in running these Bhakti Shastri courses from almost 6 years. I have some service in coordinating them. So in the course of doing service, I happen to teach. They say that in the course of serving the doctor, compounder becomes doctor, when doctor is not there. So similar is my situation. But I will try my best to repeat what I have learned. But before, I would like you can tell from here, as I told name, if you are a student, some of you, all of are working now. I think any of your students, okay, maybe some graduate, postgraduate, something like that, doctorate, whatever it is. So you can tell, if you are working, you can tell where you are actually located. Yes, bro. Prathamesh. Okay, digital. Undri, okay. Plus Hari. Nice. Prathamesh Prabhu. Nice. Rishikesh. Anesthesia. Russia. Okay, sorry. Medicine in Russia.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. So right now you are on.
I'm on vacation right now.
Yeah, okay.
I stay in Bharti Vidyapit.
Okay, around that area, Bharti.
Yeah.
Your home is there. Rishikesh. Nice. How long you have vacation?
I have vacation till 10th of September.
Acha.
Yes.
Just Janmashtami and
Yeah, a day before Radhashtami.
before Radhashtami. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Can give.
Krishna bro.
Hare Krishna.
My name is Rishikesh.
Rishikesh too. How do I differentiate?
He is
Maybe you
Rishikesh
can tell
Konde.
surname.
I am Rishikesh Pawar.
Pawar and Kolhe.
Konde.
Konde. Okay. Konde
Yeah, so
and Pawar.
right now I've
There was
finished-
that Rishikesh, he got initiated, right? Rishi Vishwamitra. Yeah.
So right now I'm preparing for UPSC Civil Services examination.
Say again.
UPSC Civil Services
Okay, you're
examination.
preparing for
So,
wow. Yeah.
And I stay at Hadap, sir.
Hadap sir. Nice. Rishikesh Konde Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Ah,
My name is Krishna.
Krishna.
I am studying in a
So you have
diploma.
two Krishnas, two Rishikesh. Okay. Okay. Acha, is it? Okay. Krishna Prabhu. Yes. What you are
I
doing?
am doing polytechnic.
Polytechnic. Okay.
Yes,
आप
I'm-
साथ में ही रहते हो?
Oh, yes.
हड़पसर में.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Good.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Prabhu.
My name is Krishna. Okay, my name is Krishna Goman,
You're working now, right?
and I'm working right now. I have completed my computer engineering, and I'm working as a software engineer in Prasad Life Tech right now.
Nice.
And I
Wonderful.
stay in Kondwa.
Kondwa,
Yeah. Yes.
So very nice. You all have completed nectar of instruction. How was the exam? Good.
It was wonderful.
Easy, no? Very
Yes.
easy, I think. Huh?
Very easy.
One of the easiest papers is in NI only. That's why it is done first. So that everyone feels, yeah, the course is easy. Online also are there.
Pro took a few lectures
Ah,
when we were small. I mean, when I was in 11th or 12th standard,
Hmm.
that time Kosto Pro took 5
Kosto Pro.
verses.
okay. It was familiar in one side.
Yeah,
It was
it
not
was
very
familiar,
new. I know.
yes.
Some of devotees are here online. Would like to. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. So, Vaman Rup Das here, Prabhu. So, right now I'm working in a Podar school as a school psychologist.
Yes.
I've done my master's in clinical psychology.
Yeah. You have doctors, you have psychologists, variety engineers. Huh? Okay, nice. Vaibhav bro, sorry. Vaman Rupro, thank you. Who else are here? Would like to? Yes. Ajay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat now.
I work as a writer and right now I'm at home.
Okay, you're right. Okay. Where is your hometown?
MP.
Madhya Pradesh. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hari, nice. Anyone else would like to share?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Sridhar Padmanabh Das.
Yes. Yes, Sridhar Padmanabh.
Prabhuji, I am teaching in a junior college for mathematics, 11th, 12th.
Okay, his teacher. Nice.
Yes.
Praveen Prabhu hai idhar?
Uh,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes, I understand where you are.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice to see. Anyone else? Okay. For today, I think we have this many. Okay. More will be joined. Okay. Take it. So, in these 4 books which are in this Bhakti Shastri course, each book has a very specific purpose. But like you all studied Nectar of Instruction. Nectar of Instruction's speciality is one thing it assumes is that the reader is a devotee of Krishna. It doesn't delve on describing the supremacy of Krishna. You see, it more directly goes into how to practice devotion to Krishna, serve Krishna, how to elevate in that devotional service, right? And similarly, Nectar of Devotion also. Nectar of Instruction and Nectar of Devotion both have the qualification for reading Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion. What is that? Who remembers? Hare Krishna. Oh, it's as if another class joined. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Yeah. Maybe you can just tell me your names. We just had introduction of all. You tell your names and if you're a student, what you're studying. You can pass on mic. Mic unko de dijiye. If you're a student, what you're studying. If you're working, what and where are you working? Prathamesh. Oh, another Prathamesh.
Prathamesh Gadave. I am doing MBA Finance last year.
Okay.
I'm
Where? Yeah, in Pune.
Pune Symbiosis College.
Symbiosis. Yes, Prabhu.
My name is Govind Waran. I am also doing MBA in finance
Same? Same.
in Bharati Debit.
Bharti, BVP. Okay.
My name is Sham. I am done with my bachelor degree from Zil College of Engineering.
Okay. Haribol. Sham Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, my name is Satyam Darekar. I am doing BSc in VIT.
VIT.
Huh?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Ah.
Myself Sahil Mokashi.
Fine.
I am currently working as software engineer.
Where you are located?
WNS. I am work from home.
आपका घर कहाँ है? इधर नजदीक
Yes, Bibewadi.
बिबेवाड़ी.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Myself Omkar. I have finished my engineering just and I'm
Okay, just completed.
yes, and I stay at Gangadham near
Gangadham.
Gangadham.
Okay. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. My name is Harshal and I am doing nothing, bro.
उनका हो गया. That's done. Yeah. So I was telling a brief about the 4 books in this course. You all have completed first book, very nicely completed exams happily, without much anxiety. Yeah. But now on, more serious books come actually, and Ishopanishad is one of them. So I was telling in Nectar of Instruction, and very similar to Nectar of Devotion, what is it that is expected, or what is that common prerequisite? You understand prerequisite? कुछ पढ़ने के लिए पहले उनको एक expected qualification चाहिए होता है ना? What is that in Nectar of Instruction? I just now mentioned. One has to be a devotee of Krishna. Haribol. One has to be already devotee of Krishna. So there is no discussion about why Krishna, why not Ganesh, why not this, why not other paths. There is not much discussion on them in Nectar of Instruction and Nectar of Devotion. They are the core Bhakti Shastras. They are core Bhakti Shastras. They assume that the one who is reading has accepted Bhakti as his main path. And they advise on how to advance further. Now in Ishopanishad and similarly Bhagavad Gita, they don't assume like that. They assume that one is just reasonable in understanding. And they start from a person who has no faith on any spiritual principle. They start from there. Bhagavad Gita also. It starts from body and soul, right? We all know. And similarly, Ishopanishad also starts not from body and soul, but another place it starts from. So they are quite entry-level Vedic scriptures. Entry-level. In the sense, spiritual knowledge begins from here, Prabhupada speaks. So we will see them. So Srila Prabhupada, he wrote Ishopanishad much before he went to United States. Much before he took sannyas. He wrote these as articles in his Back to Godhead magazine. One chapter he published as one article in Back to Godhead magazine in 1944. That was the year when Prabhupada started Back to Godhead magazine. During which time there was World War. So Prabhupada will mention them. You will find them. And the situation today is not different. In fact, more number of wars in varieties. Is it not? So he will speak about social scenario of that time. And later, after ISKCON was established, 1966, they compiled these articles and published it as book, Ishopanishad. So my request to all of you is you should all bring the hard copy book next time. And try to, if you have another book of making notes, it's good. If not, at least make notes in the same book, which will be with you. And Prabhupada, these articles are compiled. वो combine करके एक book छापा है इन्होंने इधर. But the introduction of it is a lecture which Prabhupada had given. He had given this in London. London में something like 1969. They have put this lecture as the whole introduction of the book. And in this lecture, Prabhupada talks about what are Vedas, why we need to study Vedas, what are the possible objections against Vedas. You understand objections? People have some objections. Wow, oh, see, Vedas talk about blind, blind acceptance, something like that. Vedas talk about caste division, varnashram. So all these things Prabhupada will address. And then at the end, he will tell Vedic knowledge means how broad it is, what is its composition, what it leads to, what are the best Vedic scriptures. All that he gives as introduction. So that's why this lecture was very specifically chosen as introduction of this. Now, because you are already completed one book, I would like to ask you, have you become familiar with what is called Shruti, Smriti? Have you heard this? No? So I would like to hear from you. What is Shruti? Which are heard. Give him mic.
Shruti means which are heard and which are orally transmitted through Guru Shishya Parampara. And Smriti means which are written texts. And through that we gain knowledge. So
who writes? From where does he get that knowledge to write? You're right, perfect. But I'm just probing little more.
We'll consider our parampara. All the Vedas and Upanishads are written by Ved Vyasji. So he is the literary incarnation of Krishna himself.
Correct.
So Krishna himself writes.
So Shruti also was written down at certain point.
Yes, afterwards.
आपको मिलेगा ना कुछ ये उपनिषद है. ये उपनिषद is a part of Veda. It is part of Yajurved. So it is written down. This is printed now. So in that sense, what is the difference between Shruti and Smriti?
Smriti means remembrance, or
remembrance.
there has to be a source to it, which we perceive it to be Lord Krishna, from where the source is coming. So when someone gets it, it becomes Smriti for him, as it is heard from Krishna. Krishna is the original source from where it is coming. So then it can be said as that it first was Smriti. It came as a Smriti only, means the remembrance, as we have heard and we remember.
So when he told Shruti is transmitted in Guru Parampara, है ना?
Yes.
तो जब Guru Parampara में the knowledge flows, he is remembering it. And then he's saying it. Writing down or speaking is just a detail of it. So what is the difference between Shruti and Smriti? दोनों में स्मरण हो रहा है, दोनों में सुन रहे हैं हम, दोनों भी भगवान से आ रहे हैं, वही आपने बोला है कि नहीं? और दोनों परंपरा से ही चलते हैं ना. We are not talking something outside parampara knowledge. Did you think about it?
प्रभु जी, जो श्रुति शास्त्र होता है या जो श्रुति होता है, वो डायरेक्टली लिखा जाता है. जैसे गणपति जी ने लिखा था. जैसे गणेश जी ने लिखा था महाभारत.
गणेश जी ने लिखा.
He wrote it in one stroke only.
Okay.
That is Shruti. And Smriti means one who has collected knowledge, and then he has to churn, and then he has to write.
What is that churning mean? You're right. Smaran. Okay. So a little more detail, just I will add into it. See, in the Vedic scriptures, you have 3 varieties of scriptures. Actually, Vedic knowledge, what we say as Vedic knowledge, is not just from 4 Vedas. When we say Vedic knowledge, it is not to mean only 4 Vedas. It also includes Puranas, Itihasas, ऐसे बहुत सारे आते हैं. And Vedas are like the foremost beginning, like. So the whole Vedic knowledge is classified in many ways. One of the very standard way to classify Vedic knowledge is this. It is called Shruti, Smriti and Nyaya. And there are 3 हैं, इसलिए उनको त्रय बोला जाता है. त्रय. और उसके पहले वो वर्ड है प्रस्थान त्रय. प्रस्थान, उसका मैं मीनिंग बाद में समझाऊंगा. प्रस्थान त्रय, it is called. So Shruti means that which comes from God, that which is transmitted as it is. The word of God transmitted as it is. वो भी परंपरा में ही आता है, बट वो जब गुरु श्रुति बोल रहे हैं तो अपना कुछ भी एक्सप्लेनेशन वो ऐड नहीं करेंगे. वो मेन स्क्रिप्चर में वो उनका एडेंडम या compilation, whatever explanation doesn't come there. It is word of God as it is. When we say Smriti, this is interesting. This is also word of God. Please know that this is also word of God. But it is enhanced. You understand enhance? Like kabhi enhancements बोल के आते हैं ना? You understand in software they do enhancements. Huh? So enhanced, how it is enhanced? Enhancement means you add something more into it. Huh? Enhance करते हैं ना? Means what? The sage who heard word of God, he explains it with his realization, with some more examples, with some case studies, with some histories. For what? To explain that word of God. The goal is to explain word of God as it is, Shruti, more enhanced for easier understanding, better understanding with no confusion. It is Smriti. For example, in Vedas, cow is defined. Cow, guy, is defined in a very specific way. That animal which has a hump, right, and it has a thick skin below its neck is cow. Essential, most important things defined. Now कोई बोलेंगे गाय मतलब जो दूध देता है वो गाय. अरे वो तो बकरी भी देती है, सब बहुत कुछ जानवर दूध देते हैं. हाँ, जिसका सींग है वो गाय, जिसका चार पैर है वो गाय, जिसका समझ आ रहा है आपको? These are all not very important character, but how Vedas define guy? This is what it has a Surya Nadi, whatever they say, and it has a thick skin below. Chasan ऐसा कुछ तो बोलते हैं, I think. हाँ. Now this is Vedic knowledge. Now one who doesn't know this, अरे ऐसा भी रहता है क्या animal? Those who are outside Bharatavarsha, they may not have much experience of this kind of animal. The cows which are there are very different. So you may think, then how will you explain him? A sage will come here. He will tell, you see, cow, it's a very, very kind animal. It's very affectionate. He will add his understandings to it. You understand? Hare Krishna. आज कैसे आज? Hare Krishna. This is not a test. मेरा इन्विजिलेशन करने आए. Hare Krishna. You can add. Hare Krishna. So where were we? What were we talking? I got spaced out. Cow. A cow is how Vedas define cow? Two features. Something, two features. But those who don't understand it just by those two features, they will need some more explanation for it. For which the sage will say, you see the cow, how it has to be taken care and what it exudes, how it affectionately cares for the one who serves him. वो जो दूध देती है उसका क्या क्या गुण है वो सब बताएगा वो. Is it not? So by that person will get little more understanding, little deeper understanding. Getting? But the purpose is what? To make one identify cow. The Veda said cow is with these two features. And the Purana, in the sense Smriti told the cow with little more features. Correct? The purpose is consistent. The purpose is same. So, Shruti and Smriti both are word of God. Shruti is word of God as it is. Smriti is word of God with more enhancements, with more explanations. What is the purpose? What's the purpose of Smriti? Why not Shruti itself? For better understand, so that no confusions. No confusion. Now, the examples given there below, you see in green box. Vedas are Shrutis. It is told Vedas come from the Brahmaji, but originally they come from breathing of Lord Narayana. They come from breathing. Just like Lord is eternal, Atma is eternal, Vedas are also eternal. Getting? At some point of time, they appear. वो प्रकट होते हैं. You understand? In the beginning of creation, Lord provides this. He speaks or he breathes. That is becoming the four Vedas. Originally, breath of Narayan. Later, it becomes manifested from the Brahmaji. Like that. So that is Shruti. Now, in the Smriti example, what is there? Puranas, Itihasas. Many are there. We will see soon a chart, big chart, which describes all of that. Now, the third category is interesting. It is Nyaya. Nyaya means what? Nyaya. What do you understand by the word Nyaya? Justice. Or, yeah, that's the common understanding. Or some reason, logic. ये इसको भी न्याय बोलते हैं ना? Yes, that you can understand with clarity, reasoning, intelligence. है ना? ये न्याय बोलते. So, in the section of Nyaya, the same truth which is explained by Shruti and Smriti is explained in logic. उसको बहुत logically explain किया जाता है. One of the very classic texts of Nyaya is Vedanta Sutra, which is written by Vyasa. So it is put in a separate category only. You will not get explanations like Smriti there. They are like formulas. There are around 500 formulas are there, sutras. But they are all very systematically put. Like we hear, no? Athato, Brahmaji. This is from Vedanta Sutra. One of the very basic first. So this is about the three categories of Vedic script. This is one way to classify. इसके अलावा कर्म कांड, ज्ञान कांड, उपासना कांड, वो भी सुने होंगे आप, है ना? ये भी एक another way of classifying Vedic scriptures. There are multiple ways, but we are seeing this why? Because what we study, we should know where it is. Like you all studied nectar of instruction. It comes in which category? Why? Take mic and say, you have mic in hand. Why, Smriti? You're right. But tell us why. You know who spoke originally nectar of instruction?
Rupa Goswami.
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Rupa Goswami.
So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God. Okay, you can say it as word of God in that sense.
Word of God. Then Rupa Goswami enhanced it.
Rupa Goswami, he enhanced it.
it.
Similarly, nectar of devotions. Now, Bhagavad Gita. Shruti. Smriti and Shruti, both. Very nice, you got it. Why, Prabhu? Smriti, why? Krishna spoke it, that's why Smriti?
Shruti.
Shruti, okay.
And Vyasdev, he compiled it. I mean, during the Mahabharata, when he was writing Mahabharata, at that time, 700 verses are picked up from the Mahabharata only, what Krishna spoke.
Yes, so it's a part of Mahabharata, which is Itihasa, and it is part of Smriti. Very good, nice. Now, say Padma Puran, it comes from Smriti, it's in Smriti. Say Rigved, that is Shruti. Now, these Upanishads are actually part of Vedas. So, say Ishopanishad, this is Shruti. And Prabhupada chose Shruti scripture to establish bhakti principles. Because some people say, you always speak from Smriti. Tell us something from Shruti. Some people don't accept Smriti. अरे ये तो उस ऋषि का मत था, हम तो केवल वेद ही मानते हैं. There is a very famous society, spiritual society, which only accepts Veda. I think you got it, which only accepts Vedas. For them, how do you say about worship of, say, Krishna, this principle of personal form, all that? For that, Prabhupada chose Upanishad. And some of the very important bhakti principles are vividly explained in Ishopanishad. That's why he chose Ishopanishad very specific. Okay, so we will start to see them. Now, Prabhupada, as I earlier mentioned, there is a lecture of Prabhupada which they have put as introduction. So we will go on studying it. At some point, we will have some discussion on it. So all of you have the books in front. जिनके पास books नहीं है, ठीक है, I will show this time. But all of you should all bring next time onwards. So in turns, taking mic, you all should read. Introduction, teachings of the Vedas. ये close ही रख सकते. हाँ, पढ़ेंगे?
Teachings of the Vedas, delivered as lecture by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada on October 6, 69, Conway Hall, London, England. Ladies and gentlemen, today's subject matter is the teachings of the Vedas. What are the Vedas? The Sanskrit verbal root of Veda can be interpreted variously, but the purport is finally one. Veda means knowledge. Any knowledge you accept is Veda. For the teachings of Vedas are the original knowledge.
See, this is a very bold statement. Any knowledge you accept is Veda. Now, अभी कभी कभी हम ये सुनते हैं, अरे देखो देखो, some artificial intelligence was already there. See, our people knew how to fly to this planet. They were advanced in this science. So whatever we are doing now is already there. Now, this is a very big discussion. Sometimes we try to pull everything which is happening in modern science and pull it to show it's there in Vedas. See, Vedas has shown everything. So what it means when we say any knowledge you accept is Veda. Say robotics, there in Vedas. I'm asking you. I'm not saying anything. I'm asking you. Or anything in future scientists will develop. What do you think?
It must be there.
Must be there. Okay. Anything more? Take mic. Take mic.
For us, Smriti should be strong or Shruti should be strong.
Why you're asking this? How is it connected to this?
Not this, but like Veda is Shruti.
Okay, like that.
Yeah.
Actually, here you consider Veda means it includes both Shruti and Smriti. As I told, Vedic knowledge मतलब दोनों को imply करते हैं हम. तो उस रूप में देखो आप. Any knowledge you accept is Vedic knowledge. Shruti, Smriti, both. So can we say it like that? When it is said what it means, like Prabhupada is saying here, teachings of Vedas are original knowledge. इसका मतलब
ये भी कृष्णा से ही आया है.
Okay. Yeah, Krishna से ही आया. Okay, ठीक है. Any other? Like for example, see in music there are ragas, na? Anything a person composes, be it Beethoven symphony, or someone Western, any music can be understood as combination or vikriti of some rag. वामन रूप है क्या जो सीखे ऑनलाइन? Correct. Anything you derive, sing is rag only, right? But where are ragas coming from? Ragas are defined in a shastra. So similarly, the principles of how this world functions are given in Vedas. How this world operates, what are the functions of each of them, what is the characteristic of earth element, water, air, atom, all this mind, उनका functions को वेदास में define किया है. उसको लेके आप और कुछ derive करना चाहोगे तो that's application. It's application of the same knowledge. That could be different, na? Correct? So one who doesn't know anything about ragas can also make nice melodies. है ना? होते हैं ना? तो हम बोल सकते हैं okay, ठीक है. But the original, where it comes from? Original of all music is in Shastras. You getting? So in the similar sense, the origin of all knowledge, material, spiritual, whatever fields, is there in Vedas. Like seeds. You understand seeds? The seed of all knowledge is there in. We need not struggle to prove that robotics is in Vedas. Artificial isn't. You understand? We need not worry to show superiority of Vedas in this sense. What we to understand? Vedas give original knowledge. The seed of all principles are there in. Okay, is it clear? No? Yeah.
Bro, I wanted
Question.
No, question. I mean, you said that is it there or not? So I saw a video on YouTube once. It had pictures like in South India there are temples which indicate that they're sculpted that a girl or a boy is carrying a smartphone and all these things.
Yeah.
So we can say like that also now. Now, for example, we are living in the 28th Yuga cycle.
Correct.
So every Yuga cycle, that knowledge is somewhere or the other getting transmitted.
See, we can surely try whatever is visible, available for us, you can understand. But can you claim like that? And for that should not become a battleground for devotees or followers of Vedas. Huh? See, it is told that most of the Vedic knowledge is actually lost. I will come to it little later. What is available is preserved by oral tradition. Smriti Shastras and all, like Bhagavad Gita, इसका पारायण इतने चलते थे, उपनिषद इनका पाठ इतना होता था, इसीलिए वो प्रिजर्व हुआ है. बट उसमें भी कई सारे वैदिक नॉलेज जो है वो हो गया है. जीव गोस्वामी डॉक्यूमेंट्स हाउ मच परसेंटेज ऑफ वैदिक नॉलेज इज लेफ्ट आउट. Yeah, it could be there. We are not telling that it is not there, but should we be endeavoring in that direction? That is our point. But essentially it is told here, original knowledge is there. Yes. Like, hope it clear, huh?
So, isn't this coming in the section of a blind faith?
Which one?
That every knowledge, whatever knowledge is preserved in the Vedas.
No, that could be proved in the sense that the principles of how the whole world functions in terms of their characteristics is shown. For that, we have to go specifically to each of them.
But we can't go because they are not there. Then an argument will rise that
in whatever is available, the nature of how the creation works is available.
I am speaking about the material science. We
Correct.
talk about robotics
Correct.
and
Ah.
AI and all this. So
Correct.
how can we prove that AI is specifically mentioned back? We can prove Ayurveda.
No, we can prove what we can prove is how intelligence works, human intelligence. What are its components? It is matter. Its components, it could be proved. What are they? That Srimad Bhagavatam defines it. Okay? Like, say, earth has certain components, water has certain gunas. These are very clearly mentioned. Now you can bring it to certain state by manipulating them and deriving some other element, like, alloys. Alloys, you understand? In chemistry, they have alloys. How you combine multiple elements and derive a different natured element. Like man invented steel. It's an alloy. Many things like that. So that is combination of using those principles, he derived it. But you can break it down and find those principles in Vedas. That's what original knowledge means here. It doesn't deny that it may be there in past or not. But how do we understand now this statement? Any knowledge you accept is Veda. Many people question this. आप ऐसे कैसे बोल सकते हो? How everything is in Veda? Show it, prove it. और कैसे तो कुछ प्रूफ लाएंगे, कुछ चीज़ों को हम एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाएंगे. And see, this aeroplanes were there. There was some solid fuels which was used. Vimana, many things. Some things are shown, some things are lost. So we need not endeavor in that direction because the principles are given in Vedas. And more than that, it takes so much time to prove it. Yes, correct, correct, correct. Yes, yes. The purpose of Vedic knowledge is different. I'll soon come to that. The purpose of Vedic knowledge is not to bring out more and more applications. It is for a very specific goal. It should make life should become easy for the goal. What is that goal? It will come. Okay. So now one may ask, I'll take this discussion little ahead. Any questions on it? We will come back again. One may ask, okay, you told any knowledge is there in Veda. Now, why at all I need to study Veda? Without Veda also I can learn something in this world. Many people are learning it. Why at all I have to look at Veda? For that, Prabhupada says further. Read it ahead. In the conditioned state.
In the conditioned state, our knowledge is subjected to many deficiencies. The difference between a conditioned soul and a liberated soul is that the conditioned soul has 4 kinds of defects.
So this is known to all of you. So we will keep reading. At the end, I will add some more understanding. Read. The first defect is?
The first defect is that he must commit mistakes. For example, in our country, Mahatma Gandhi was considered to be a very great personality, but he committed many mistakes. Even at the last stage of his life, his assistant warned Mahatma Gandhi, don't go to the New Delhi meeting. I have some friends and I have heard there is danger. But he did not hear. He persisted in going and was killed. Even great personalities like Mahatma Gandhi, President Kennedy, there are so many of them, make mistakes. To err is human. This is one defect of the conditioned soul.
So there is a strong tendency to make mistakes. How much intelligent a person is, how much capable a person is, he can make mistakes. अरे मिस्टेक हो गया कभी गेम्स में हो, कभी कुछ परफॉर्मेंसेस में हो, हाँ कुछ गलत बीट बज भी जाता है उस एक समय में. No, all of you are many of players of Mridanga or like. So the point is the mistakes do happen because it is in the nature of conditioned state. To err is human. Next.
Another defect, to be illusion. Illusion means to accept something which is not. Maya. Maya means what is not. Everyone is accepting the body as the self. If I ask you what you are, you will say, I am Mr. John. I am a rich man. I am this. I am that. All these are bodily identifications. But you are not this body. This is illusion.
See, we all know from the very first day of spiritual life that we are not this body we are. But every day we consider we are body. This is illusion, is it not?
Yes.
Correct now. So it is not just that I have knowledge, I will not fall into illusion. No, one can fall into illusion unless one raises from that state of ignorance which is in this world. One will always keep falling into illusion. It is not just knowing something. Okay. So Prabhupada gives this example of body and rich man, whatever. Third one.
The third defect is the cheating propensity. Everyone has the propensity to cheat others. Although a person is fool number 1, he possesses himself as very intelligent. Although it is already pointed out that he is in illusion and makes mistakes, he will theorize. I think this is this is this. But he does not even know his own position.
Cheating.
He writes books of philosophy, although he is defective. That is his disease. That is cheating.
To profess something, even though one is not confident or sure about it, that is called cheating. Lastly,
our senses are imperfect. We are very proud of our eyes. Often, someone will challenge, can you show me God? Do you have the eyes to see God? You will never see if you haven't the eyes. If immediately the room becomes dark, you cannot even see your hands. So what power do you have to see? We cannot therefore expect knowledge, Veda, with these imperfect senses. With all these deficiencies. In conditioned life, we cannot give perfect knowledge to anyone,
Hmm.
nor are we ourselves perfect. Therefore, we accept the Vedas as they
As
are.
they are. See the conclusion, how Prabhupada is continuing that thought flow. कैसे वो लेके जा रहे हैं ना. वेदा मतलब क्या है वो उन्होंने पहले बोल दिया. वेदा means any knowledge you have or you want to know is there in Vedas. Now, why at all I need to study Vedas to know about? I can gain without Vedas. But if you try to know without Vedas, you can be subject to these defects. These defects actually are described by one of our Goswamis by name Jiva Goswami. So he says, okay, I'll come to this. He says that any person who is born in this world has these 4 defects. The first one is called pramada. Pramada means he can do mistake. What example we saw? Mahatma Gandhi. Even though he is so very famous, knowledgeable, still he didn't mistake. Even today also people will make mistakes, right? So that is pramada. Then next, to get illusion, brahma. Brahm mein gir gaye, Brahm pad gaye. What example we saw for this? Bodies, like Mr. John, Prabhupada speaks about. These examples are important. If I'm making you repeat, you can note it that this is example. These are important for your exam. Okay? They are going to ask like this only then. Now the third one is cheating. In Sanskrit, it's called vipralipsa. Vipralipsa. For that, what we saw? People write books about big, they don't know, but they write books and they say, this is what is the knowledge like. Many famous examples, Darwin, I say, bahut sare aap sune hain. The fourth one is Karana Patava. See, in Sanskrit, our senses are called Karana. Indriyas are called Karana. Antahkaran, आपने सुना अंतःकरण? अंतःकरण मतलब क्या है? Correct. Inner what? Yes, you're right. Antahkaran. Inner sense. Literal meaning of it. Antahkaran. Subtle body mein senses jo hate, mind and all, that's called antahkaran. Bahyakaran are 5. Hands, all this, Gnanendriya, Karmendriya, like that. So, Karana apatava. Patava matlab patuta means capable. Patu is like Krida Patu. Krida means player is called Krida Patu. Apatu means he cannot. Opposite of Patava means he doesn't. The Karanas, the senses are imperfect. Karana apatava. Karana patava. So these 4 are told by, actually, many of the things which Prabhupada speaks, they are coming from previous acharyas. How loyally he is presenting it, but he relates it with good examples. Which example he gave for senses, Prabhu? We say we are so capable by eyes, but we cannot see our own hand in darkness. Suddenly something may come up in darkness. We don't know. So it is a farce, Farce means ek tarah se, it's like our own insult we make when we say eyes are so capable or like. So these 4 defects are the reason for which one should look at Vedas. Why? Because Vedas are free of these defects. That comes next. See here, Prabhupada mentions that. Therefore, we should accept Vedas as they are because they don't have the defects. Now, this will be explained further by Prabhupada, what it means free from defects. But before explaining, there are some very famous misunderstanding of Vedas. Like Vedas are Hindu scriptures. See? Vedas are for certain castes. Only certain set of people read Vedas. I don't know whether in my childhood this was very strongly told to us. Arebe Brahmane, they can read it. We cannot read it. It was very strong actually. And this has led for some people to become distant from Vedas. Oh, no, no. This is wrong. It has so much of discrimination. So the first one is here. There are two, I think three misunderstandings. Prabhupada will clarify that. Is this okay? Going good? So the first objection or misunderstanding which people have, it's here. Please, next devotee can read. Pass on the mic and read. Read. You may call the Vedas.
You may call the Vedas Hindu, but Hindu is a foreign name. We are not Hindus. Our real identification is Varnashram. Varnashrama denotes the followers of the Vedas, those who accept the human society in 8 divisions of Varna and Ashrama. There are 4 divisions of society and 4 divisions of spiritual life. This is called Varnashrama. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.13. These division are everywhere because they are created by God. The division of society are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmana refers to be the very intelligent class of men, those who know what is Brahmana. Similarly, Kshatriyas.
No, what is Brahman? That is different than Brahman. Yeah. What is Brahman? This is Brahmana. This is Brahman. ये अलग शब्द है. Continue. Similarly,
the Kshatriyas, the administrator group, are the next intelligent class of men. Then the Vaishyas, the mercantile group. These natural classifications are found everywhere. This is the Vedic principle and we accept
we
it.
accept it. So, what are Vedas? What do you call Hindu scriptures? According to Prabhupada here, they are Varnashrama scriptures. Technically, that word Hindu is very discriminated. No, only certain place you are born, only here the Vedic principles are up. No, Vedas are actually not for only some people who are living in certain place, who follow this particular lifestyle background. No, because what Vedas teach is applicable for everyone. Now, what is explained here? See, Varnashram. Now, those who know, they will call this as Varnashram. But those who don't know, there also Varnashram is followed without their knowledge. How? Like say Brahmana. Brahmana means, according to Prabhupada here, simple word, priestly class. But in general, if you have to see, that is little more deeper understanding. But they are intelligent class of people who see the world with little more, okay, ये करना चाहिए, ये क्यों करना चाहिए, ये सोचते हैं, विचार करते हैं ना, what will be the consequence, how we should take ahead, what we should take ahead. They decide. Say any community, वहाँ पे कोई कुछ मुखिया रहते हैं जो सोच विचार करते हैं ना, they will advise, hey, this should be done, this should not. Even you go to tribes, वहाँ पे भी कोई रहता है ना, who will explain what should be done. So they are in one sense, quote unquote, Brahmanas. You don't call them because they are not born Brahmanas, but they are doing the function of Brahmanas. वहाँ पे भी कोई रहेंगे जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन देंगे, नहीं हम ये करेंगे, हम रक्षा करेंगे, हम शासन करेंगे, ये करेंगे. उनको पता नहीं कैसे करना है, बट वो मेंटालिटी तो रहता है ना. दैट्स अ वेरी कॉमन mental disposition. So that is Kshatriya mentality. So these mentalities are universal. Similarly, Vaishya means he looks always in making profits. Profit making. And Shudra is more in terms of offering service, assisting others. So the point is, because these divisions are seen even in Cambodia, Congo, or wherever, therefore, Vedas are applicable there also. Not only in Hindustan or in India, whatever. You're getting? So Varnashrama Dharma is universal. That's why Vedas are universal. That's why Vedas have to be accepted by everyone. See, these mentalities are there if you want to use it properly. Then you learn the science of it, which is there in Vedas. Okay, you have intellectual disposition. If you know how to use it properly, what to do, what not to do, how you can increase your, thinking capacity for a better result, then Vedas describe it better. Getting? What is common is Varnashram, and that's why Vedas describe Varnashram to do it better. That's why Vedas are meant for everything. See, Prabhupada is delineating like that. है ना? Otherwise, हम क्या सोचते हैं? Okay, yes, priestly class, as Prabhu told, that's right. Those who really are learned, they will do those occupations. That's further understanding of Varnashram. So, Varnashram at one point of time was prevalent all over the earth. Later, because of the nature of time, it became restricted to certain places. इसलिए Varnashrama scriptures. And because that place was called Hindustan, Sindhu, Nadi side, इसलिए वो synonymous हो गया. ठीक है, करने में बोलने में गलती नहीं है, but essentially Vedas are Varnashrama scriptures. Like that. Is it clear? That's the first object. Should we go ahead? Second one.
Vedic principles are
Can someone else take? Sorry, just want to.
Vedic principles are accepted as axiomatic truth. For there cannot be any mistake. That is acceptance. For instance, in India, cow dung is accepted as pure, and yet cow dung is the stool of an animal. In one place, you will find the Vedic injunction that if you touch stool, you have to take bath immediately. But in another place, it is said that the stool of a cow is pure. If you smear cow dung in an impure place, that place becomes pure. With our ordinary sense, we can argue this is contradictory. Actually, it is contradictory from the ordinary point of view, but it is not false. It is fact. In Kolkata, a very prominent scientist and doctor analyzed cow dung and found that it contains all antiseptic properties.
Okay. We'll pause here. What is the second objection? Axiom. What does it mean, Prabhu? Can you give me mic? I'm not able to hear.
Blind belief.
Blind belief. Huh? You say that Vedas are truths, but if I ask questions, you don't give reasons to understand axiomatic truths. Huh? So how does Prabhupada answer it? It's interesting. Huh? In every field of human function, there are some things which one accepts without much investigation. Huh? It is not that only Vedas have. It is there in everywhere. You know some example. Any examples you know? Huh? Mother, father. Can you explain what it means? Okay. Oh, in that sense. Okay. We accept relationships like that. Okay. Anything more? Mathematics में accept करते हैं. Huh? Mathematics, so much we assume. Huh. Okay, he's learned. We put faith on them. Like in science, in physics, there is so much which we assume. Law of gravitation हो, relativity हो, काफी सारी चीजें उसमें assume करते हैं, है ना? So in Vedas also, some things are explained which we cannot fathom by our brain. But when you follow it, you get results which are beneficial for you. Like the whole coordinate geometry, trigonometry, is based on I, which cannot be explained in fact. I means imaginary number. हम 1, 2, 3, 4 सब दिखा सकते हैं और माइनस भी दिखा सकते हैं. देखो निकाल रहा हूँ मैं. क्या आई को दिखा सकते हैं हम एक्चुअल एग्जिस्टेंस? नहीं. You cannot show imaginary number in reality, but you assume it and you do so much of it, derivations from it. You can see it's in application, right? So the point is not about why Vedas don't explain this. It is there in every science, but when you apply it, you get benefits. You get benefits. Now for that, Prabhupada gives one example of cow's stool or cow dung. क्यों काउ का ये डंग प्योर है? मैं बोलता हूँ ब्राह्मण का भी स्टूल प्योर होना चाहिए. क्योंकि ब्राह्मण और पूजा, whoever archak is there in the altar, so someone may think like this. You see, the point is, you can reason in any ways, but it is pure. Not only cow dung, there are many like this. Like it's told, anything which comes out of mouth is impure. But some beings' mouth extract is offered as abhishek. I'm talking about honey. Hair is not pure, but some animals' hair is used in archana also. So many are there like that. So shank also is used, is it not? So how can you reason everything? See, some cases are special. Now, one scientist came out and found cow dung has antiseptic properties. But does this make an important claim for us to accept? Oh, now scientist has proved. Now cow dung is pure. It is proved. Hence proved. ऐसा है क्या? If we can prove it, it's fine by science. But that should not be our basis for following Vedic truths. समझ आ रहा? Something may still be not understandable, but at least we don't reject it. We don't disrespect it. Okay, you're not convinced, you don't follow it, but don't reject or don't disrespect. In the course of following, at one point of time, you will understand how it is. Okay, so that's the second objection. So Prabhupada says this is a very famous thing, that anyone who asks a lot of questions, he is told, "Arey, chup." And then when he's told to be quiet, then he says, "What? I should accept everything as if it's Veda? वेद वाक्य है क्या? सब कुछ में बिना पूछे ऐसे ही स्वीकार के चलो." So it's a very common notion that Vedas means you should not ask question, you should follow. But nonetheless, it doesn't mean everything in Vedas is not understood. Correct, na? Soon it is going to come. Prabhupada will himself say that how inquiry is most important in Vedas. In other scriptures, other places, inquiry is condemned. Hey, how can you ask? But in Vedas, in Vedic culture, inquiries are encouraged. Students should ask questions. Yes. Bhagavad Gita is inquiry. Upanishads are most of the times inquiries. Like that. So this is the second objection. First one was what? Hindu. Vedas are Hindu scriptures. Second is cow dung. Axiom. Matlab, statements without proof. Third one. Kisne likha Veda? Who wrote Vedas? We may say God, but how do we really understand? The third one. The Vedas
are not compilations of human knowledge. Vedic knowledge comes from spiritual world, from Lord Krishna. Another name for Veda is Shruti. Shruti refers to that knowledge which is acquired by hearing. It is not experimental knowledge. Shruti is considered to be like a mother. We take so much knowledge from our mother. For example, if you want to know who your father is, who can answer you? Your mother. If the mother says, "Here is your father," you have to accept it. It is not possible to experiment to find out whether he is your father. Similarly, if you want to know something beyond your experience, beyond your experimental knowledge, beyond the activities of the senses, then you have to accept the Vedas. There is no question of experimenting. It has already been experimented. It is already settled.
Yes.
The version of mother, for instance, has to be accepted as truth. There is no other way.
Yes. So Vedas are not compilations of human knowledge. Prabhupada is explaining this. How? Because any human in this world will have some motive behind. But Vedas, when they give some knowledge, it is for the benefit of the learner. And all benefit actually originally comes from God, because God is all well-wishing. So in that sense, the scriptures are compared to mother. आपने सुना होगा, whenever a student becomes seriously committed to Vedic study, he gets what is called initiation. At the time of initiation, we call it as birth. है ना? वहां से उसका आध्यात्मिक जीवन शुरू हो गया है. Initiation. Who becomes father? Spiritual. Who becomes mother? Scriptures become. है ना? गुरु कृष्ण प्रसादे पाए भक्ति लता बीज. जो बीज प्रदान करते हैं वो पिता होते हैं. And the scriptures actually nourish that person all through. Guru, we met sometime, we hear from him knowledge, we get inspiration. That is like a beach. But how do we nourish that beach? By regular scriptural association. So Shastras are like mothers. Vedamata, Vedamate, that's the very famous word. Many mothers. So Vedas are nourishing a person like mother. They guide like mother. They correct like mother. So Prabhupada further says Vedas are considered to be mother. You want to ask? Yes. Give him mic.
जी आपने जो बताया अभी ऊपर का एग्जांपल,
थोड़ा नजदीक,
जो प्रभुपाद एग्जांपल देते हैं मदर का, मदर एंड फादर का, बट इसमें एक प्रॉब्लम ऐसा भी होता है इन टुडेज जनरेशन और टुडेज युगा, अगर पूरा ही फॉलो करना पड़ता है तो ही पूरा फॉलो होता है. जैसे कि पहले के ज़माने में या वैदिक टाइम्स में वुमन बहुत चेस्ट थी, तो इट वाज नॉट अ नीड टू आस्क चिल्ड्रन हु इज माय फादर. बट आजकल के टाइम पे ऐसे कितने केसेस है कि द बायोलॉजिकल फादर इज डिफरेंट. सो इजंट इट बिट controversial or
See, the principle here is, okay, what you're talking is in today's world, what happens with, child, who is the father, mother, that identity. Is it the question?
वो एग्जाम्पल दिया.
Example, हाँ.
प्रिंसिपल क्वेश्चन ये था कि एक फॉलो नहीं होता है तो दूसरे पे कैसे फेथ रखे. वैदिक सिस्टम में एक फॉलो नहीं हुआ तो दूसरा.
The example given is not seen today. Like that you meant to say? The example given is of mother and father. How mother can show who is the father. But today that may not be properly followed. That's the question. So how is it that we can understand Vedic situation from mother?
My question is, अभी हम एक वैदिक प्रिंसिपल को फॉलो नहीं कर पा रहे, तो उसके वजह से कई बार जो अगले वैदिक प्रिंसिपल्स होते हैं वो फॉलो हुए तो भी उस पर फेथ नहीं होता कि ये वर्क करेंगे क्योंकि पिछले वाले फॉलो नहीं हुए थे.
And so there are some basic, it's not that there are some niyamas and nishedhas, there are some reasons given for different stages. For someone who is in the beginning stage, what is told? At least practice basic truthfulness, basic obedience. ये बोलते हैं. और जो ये अच्छी तरह से पालन करेंगे उनको नेक्स्ट लेवल का इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया जाए. Always the rules or prescriptions are given according to that person's faith. If you impose so much high instructions on someone who doesn't have practice and faith, then he will lose that faith because he is not able to follow. So what we have to understand is the instruction when it is given, the lesson when it is taught, it is always according to how much the student can learn. In today's society, the basic etiquettes, the basic principles are missing. For that, that's what is soon we are going to see. First, establish the existence of God. And how, by accepting the existence of God, you stand to gain. Whatever you want in life, you can get more and in fact better when you accept God. That's the first lesson which Ishopanishad will give. So it is not imposing some heavy instruction in the beginning. And later, okay, if you want to learn more, now you are following it, you follow this properly. And when you follow this consistently, then you yourself, because of following that instruction, you will get purified. Then for the next instruction, you develop receptivity. You become ready to hear. You in fact get an inquiry. Why is like this? Why it is like that? Who made this world? Why I have to follow this rule? It's so nice rule. If I accept this, then I get to benefit. But why this rule is made? You get little more jignasa. Then you ask further question. So only when you become ready, that knowledge which is appropriate is given. In that sense, it is to be seen. So of course, the example given here is an example of trustworthiness. For a child, mother is the most trustworthy source of knowledge. She will not tell something which is for the harm of child. She will always wish good for the child. I'm not telling about who is father, but just take this fact that mother is the most well-wishing person for the child. Correct? Similarly, Shastras are the most well-wishing source of knowledge for jivas. That is the point Prabhupada is. Is it addressing to certain extent? Maybe we can take that discussion personally again, huh? Because he's asking about current society and that realm.
My context is about time. Time. With respect to time, certain things change according to the Vedas also. Like Prabhupada changed certain things. Like a sannyasi is not allowed to oversee travel. He traveled. So is that some Vedic principles will also change? Is it possible?
No, principles won't change. What change is application of that principle. The principles are beyond the time, place, and situations. That's why they are called principle. Principle matlab kya hai? Tattva hai na? It is to be applicable across. But how you apply that principle, it changes. Originally, in the earlier times, whenever one had to get knowledge, he had to go to the Guru's place. He had to serve the Guru, earn the trust of the Guru. Then Guru will accept him as disciple and teach. You getting? This was the detail of how one received knowledge. That in today's day, that's not the case. Then most of the times, Guru comes to the student or the people in the way they can relate to the best possible way. Is it not? He will speak sometimes in their language just to get them in trust the source. Like so, the application will change, but principle will never change. Okay. Anyway, I think there is something more deep. I've still not understood your question. I'll talk to it after the class. Is it clear? This Shruti as mother. Why? What is the meaning of when we say Shastras are mother? Most trustworthy for our way. You have a question? Okay, let's read ahead. Vedas are considered to be that.
The Vedas are considered to be the mother, and Brahma is called the grandfather, the forefather, because he was the first to be instructed in the Vedic knowledge. In the beginning, the first living creature was Brahma. He received this Vedic knowledge and imparted it to Narada and other disciples and sons. And they also distributed it to their disciples. In this way, the Vedic knowledge comes down by disciplic succession. It is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita that the Vedic knowledge is understood in this way. If you make experimental endeavor, you come to some conclusion, but just then, to save time, you should accept. If you want to know who is your father, and if you accept your mother as the authority, then whatever she says can be accepted without argument.
Okay, we'll pause. So the point here told is, okay, Vedas are most beneficial source of knowledge. But how do we receive Vedas? Can we study Vedas directly? That's the question here asked. For that, Prabhupada is describing about parampara. Parampara, that is the specific way to receive that Vedic knowledge. So now some of the very important terms are coming. You might be familiar with this. This is Pratyaksha, Anuman, and Shabda, Pramanas. So in this world, anything we want to learn, some of the standard ways are, first is you yourself explore it. Because you see, you hear, you smell, you speak, you touch. By your contact of senses, use your senses and understand it. Like for example, here is a book. What color? Blue color. How I know it? Because I see it. I don't need someone to tell it. मेरे आंखें ठीक है समझ आता है कि ये ब्लू है ना. And when I go outside on the main road, I have to cross the road. I need to know how to cross the road. How do I know? I use my eyes. Either say no, there should not be no vehicle. Then I cross the road, right? So I use my senses and then I act in this world. That is called pratyaksha. Aksha means eyes. Eyes as foremost doesn't mean only eyes. Eyes and so on. Eyes and ears, nose, tongue. So in this world, we interact through our senses. You experience the world through the senses and you know it. You don't need to employ your intelligence on it. मैंने देखा, मैंने सूंघा, मैंने, you understand? मैंने सुना, हाँ. और अभी दूसरा कैटेगरी है अनुमान. अनुमान मतलब ठीक है, मैंने देखा, देखने बाद मैं थोड़ा कुछ अनुमान लगाता हूँ इधर. Understand? Like I am seeing here, this is dark in color, black in color, and because if I surround it with different light, it will show different color, na? You understand? Then I can okay, what is there around which color? So which color is opposite to it? That is being reflected. Understand? So yes, anuman karna. This is called anuman praman. So what comes here is there are senses, and above the senses, mind and intelligence. Maybe I'll show it through this. Yeah. See, in pratyaksha praman, what is happening? Directly the senses are deciding. They are your prime means of knowledge. जो senses ने experience किया वही है knowledge. But in anuman praman, the senses experienced. On top of it, you used your buddhi, and then you got knowledge. जैसे किसी व्यक्ति ने देखा कि एक प्राणी था जिसका गला बहुत लंबा था, that famous Lamarck's theory. It comes, so it was using this thing. His eyes showed that this giraffe has long neck, and he thought it always keeps pushing its neck above, and then he used his buddhi. Actually what happened is it was having small neck only in the beginning. Over a period of time, because it used its neck so much, because of use and disuse theory, he says like that, it got long neck. This is his buddhi. क्या ये वो देख पा रहा है क्या? नहीं देख पा रहा है, पर उसने क्या किया? उसके ऊपर अनुमान किया, है ना? ऐसा अनुमान करना. कभी कभी अनुमान करना ऐसा नहीं कि अनुमान करना गलत ही है, सभी सुनाई. अभी जैसे वहां पे कुछ सुनाई दे रहा है ना, my ears I am hearing it, and now I will easily अनुमान that there some kirtan is going. अभी सडनली वहां पे कुछ झगड़ा चल रहा है और मैं अनुमान करूंगा कि सही में वो झगड़ रहे हैं, और बाजू में जाके देखूंगा तो वहां पे कुछ ऑडिशंस चल रहे हैं कुछ ड्रामा का, तो अनुमान गलत हो गए. The point is you used your senses first, and top of it you employed your intelligence. That is called anuman. So pratyaksha and anuman praman are most commonly used in this world. Now another most commonly used thing is shabda praman. Like we use Google Maps. What praman is this? I'm just asking, think about this. Shabda praman means what? Someone who knows it, he tells me, then I receive that knowledge. That is shabda praman. Yes, someone has traveled that place. The maps were made by satellite based on it. Now that is shabda praman. Correct, na? Is it not? Like weather forecasting. What praman? Anuman. Yes, Anuman Praman. But there is some reliance on that authority. Not anyone can do Anuman. Because वो जो क्या बोलते हैं वो मौसम बोर्ड क्या कुछ तो है ना इधर पुणे में ही है ना हाँ Simla office, yes. Pune is there. So that weather department, IMD or whatever they call, they predict. And they are trusted source of knowledge. So yeah, आएगा पुणे में कल परसों बहुत बारिश होने वाला हाँ radar. Okay, radar. So like this, there are trusted source of knowledge. Like every time we go to college, we get so much knowledge. That knowledge comes from where? Is it what type of Praman it is? Shabda Praman. It's not that we are seeing something and we are employing our buddhi. No. किसी ने तो पढ़ा है, समझा है, उसने बुक लिखा है, और जो पढ़े हैं, समझे, वो आके हमें समझा रहे, तो वो शब्द प्रमाण ही हो गया ना. See, Shabda Praman is used practically everywhere also. So Pratyaksha, Anuman, Shabda Praman are the ways in which we operate in this world. सब कुछ. And they all are valid means. कभी कभी प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण से काम हो जाएगा, कभी कभी अनुमान लगाना होगा, कभी कभी शब्द का या फिर you have to approach an authority and take their help. So what is it that you want to know? Based on that you choose pramana. Now, important thing. If you want to know something about God, creation, spiritual subject, what are the ways in hand? That is the question. Prabhupada is going to talk about that. Yeah. So oftentimes we hear that Pratyaksha and Anuman Pramana are not the ways to advance in spiritual knowledge. Correct? Huh? Yes, what it means? It means that knowledge is not in our perception of senses, not in perception of our intelligence. So those who had that experience, or those are like God, he is the source of all knowledge. When he himself gives, that is Shabda. That Shabda Praman is called in a very specific way called Apaurusheya Shabda. It is called Apaurusheya Shabda. Kyunki wo jo Shabda hai, that is about spiritual subject. Otherwise, in this world, we use Shabda like Google Maps, I told college. That's all Shabda of this world. That is Paurusheya Shabda. Okay? Maybe we'll read that section ahead and we will, yeah. So Prabhupada will explain about why do we need to accept Shabda Praman? This is something very simple to understand here. Like I can buy books from my shop, some shop. I can myself study. Good. And I can make a commitment to daily read more. I can finish off what I had to finish in 4 years within 2-3 years. But yet, one may not come to the proper understanding. And because he did not understood properly, he may have to spend more time to understand it properly, in fact, later. So, to save time, one accepts Shabda Praman. Why is Shabda Praman superior? It is just because you have less time. And you want to know the knowledge perfectly. If you want to know perfect or truth, and when you have less time, what is the way? Shabda Praman. In this world, especially in this world. Now, talking about other world, that is spiritual world, there is no other Pramana except Shabda Praman. Because we don't have experience, we don't have means to understand it by our senses. Like that. Now, there is further detail here. I will explain that little later. So maybe can we read? There are 3 kinds of evidence.
There are 3 types of evidence: Pratyaksha, Anumana, and Shabda. Pratyaksha means direct evidence. Direct evidence is not very good because our senses are not perfect. We are seeing the sun daily, and it appears to us just like a small disk, but it is actually far larger than many planets. Of what value is this saying? Therefore, we have to read books. Then we can understand about the sun. So direct experience is not perfect.
So please understand this statement in proper context. Direct experience is not perfect. What is the value of seeing? What it means? What is it that Prabhupada is talking about sun? If I want to know about sun, my eyes will only not help me. Only my eyes cannot be the source of my knowledge. I need to know some books. I need to read books which explain better, who have that knowledge. So like that. Then there is
Anuman, inductive knowledge. It may be like this hypothesis. For instance, Darwin's theory says it may be like this, it may be like that, but there is not science. That is a suggestion, and it is also not perfect. But if you receive the knowledge from the authoritative sources, that is perfect.
Yes.
If you receive a program guide from the radio station authorities,
Yeah.
you accept it. You don't deny it. You don't have to make an experiment because it is received from the authoritative sources.
Authorities. So see, these three kinds of evidence which I just showed little earlier. Another way to understand. See, in Pratyaksha Praman, one is understanding by one's senses. In Anuman Praman, one is understanding by one's senses plus mind and intelligence. Senses are there. Upon that, one's mind and intelligence one is using. Buddhi use kar raha hai, man use kar raha hai. But in case of Shabda Praman, what is he using? Bona fide authority. He is hearing from someone. But that also, after hearing, he has to hear through his ears. वहां पे तो यूज होंगे ही, ऐसा नहीं कि सेंसेस नहीं यूज होंगे, बट द सोर्स ऑफ नॉलेज और कंफर्मेशन ऑफ इट कम्स फ्रॉम द एक्सटर्नल सोर्स, authority. Another way to you see this whole structure is in the scriptures. This is also told. There are two ways to get knowledge. एक को बोला जाता है आरोह. सुना है आपने ये शब्द? नहीं सुना? ओके. जैसे वहां पे इंग्लिश में लिखा है असेंडिंग. जैसे अभी थोड़े दिन में इंडिपेंडेंस डे आएगा तो ध्वजारोहण बोलते हैं ना. आरोहण मतलब क्या है? ध्वज ऊपर जाएगा ना, इसलिए क्या बोलते हैं? आरोह बोलते हैं. समझ आ रहा है? या लोगों को अश्वारोहण, अश्वारूढ़ मतलब अश्वा मतलब घोड़े चढ़ लिया उसने, घोड़े ऊपर चढ़. आरोहण मतलब he goes up. What it means? It means actually that a person who doesn't have knowledge is below. Is in a low level of his understanding. He is trying to go up, means he is going to gain some knowledge. वो खुद अपना एंडेवर्स डाल के, प्रयास डाल के वो नॉलेज तक पहुंचने का प्रयास कर रहा है, इसलिए उसको बोलते हैं आरोह, आरोह पंथा. That's called ascending way, method. These words will come little later. Prabhupada will explain that. The second one is avaroha. What it means? Can you guess? Downwards, opposite. Can you explain? Like I explained, one who doesn't have knowledge, he goes towards knowledge. Means he goes by his own strength ना, अपने पैर को इस्तेमाल करके वो चढ़ेगा ना. ऐसे ही व्यक्ति अपने इंद्रियों को यूज करके, अपने मन बुद्धियों को यूज करके वो ज्ञान पाएगा. इसलिए उसको आरोह मतलब ऊपर जाएगा. ऊपर क्या है? ज्ञान है. ऊपर जाने के बाद वो ज्ञानी बन जाएगा. अभी नीचे वो अभी अज्ञानी. अज्ञान से ज्ञान तक वो खुद पहुंच रहा है, उसको क्या बोलते हैं? आरोह. अभी दूसरे क्या होगा? दूसरा जो है माया से अगर वो माया से नीचे जा रहे तो उसको क्यों हम ज्ञान के विधियों में अवरोह? अवरोह करेक्ट. वाह, यू आर वेरी ड्रास्टिक. नहीं, हम लोग इस व्यक्ति के ज्ञान सी दोनों मेथड्स में ज्ञान बढ़ रहा है. ऐसा नहीं कि ज्ञान घट रहा है ना. दूसरे मेथड में ज्ञान घट नहीं रहा है या ज्ञान कवर नहीं हो रहा है, ज्ञान बढ़ रहा है. तो दूसरा मेथड में क्या हो रहा है? डिसेंडिंग मतलब क्या होता होगा? कौन कौन? वो ज्ञान. यस प्रभु, यू वांट है? हाँ 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 Shabda is avaroha. I'm just going to ask you that thing. Which comes in what I was going to ask you. You're right. So in avaroha, what happens? What he wanted to know, that gets revealed to him. That itself descends to him through guru. वो गुरु जो है वो ज्ञान उनमें है, वो बोलेंगे आप. जिसको पता है वो ज्ञान वो बोलेंगे. हाँ, so that's called avaroha. Getting? So another way to see that three pramanas. ठीक है. आरोहा में क्या क्या आएगा वहां पे ऑलरेडी दिखा दिया मैंने. He told it well. प्रत्यक्ष and अनुमान both fall in आरोहा पंथ. How? Someone please explain. I know that maybe other one. You got it already. Yes, you want to say?
I mean, we don't intention we using for assuming things.
For knowing, not assuming. We don't say knowing. He uses it to know. Like whatever we learn in say one's own experimentation in this world, all comes in pratyaksha anuman praman, and that's why aroha pantha. Avaroha pantha. Why avaroha pantha shabda praman is called, Prabhu? You want to say someone? So in avaroha pantha, the knowledge itself descends by the very meaning of it. Niche aa raha hai na. So in shabda praman, that only happens. The praman, the authorized person, he gives the knowledge. Is it clear? So let's go back to Prabhupada's question. Huh? Yes. So Prabhupada gave an example for Shabda Praman. Which was this? Shabda Praman का example कौन सा दिए देखिए. हाँ? नहीं. वो यहाँ पे बोलना. ये जो अभी हमने प्रत्यक्ष अनुमान और शब्द कहे ना, इसमें प्रभुपाद जी शब्द प्रमाण के लिए क्या उदाहरण दिए? Sun. Okay, sun. Okay, seeing sun by reading books, understanding sun by reading books. That's one. Another, any other example? No, ये paragraph में. It's so clear. A Darwin theory is for what? Anuman Praman. Weather forecasting we discussed, but in Prabhupada's words, radio station. See, here it's written, no. If you receive a program guide from radio station authorities, you accept it. You don't deny it because it is received from authoritative sources. Clear? समझ आ रहा है? Hope it's not exhaustive. कोई पढ़िए आगे. Vedic knowledge is called.
Vedic knowledge is called Shabda Praman. Another name is Shruti. Shruti means that this knowledge has to be received simply by oral reception.
श्रुति मतलब वो श्रुति नहीं, श्रुति स्मृति न्याय. श्रुति मतलब जेनरिक डेफिनेशन. सभी वैदिक नॉलेज को हम श्रवण से स्वीकारते हैं, समझते हैं, है ना? तो इन दैट सेंस ऑल वैदिक नॉलेज, बिकॉज इट इज हर्ड फ्रॉम गुरु, शब्द प्रमाण, दैट्स व्हाई इट्स कॉल्ड श्रुति. तो जब भी कुछ वर्ड मीनिंग बोला जाता है उसके कंटेक्स्ट को देखना होगा. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स कॉल्ड श्रुति. Okay, continue. Shruti means that it is received simply by oral reception. Yes. The
Vedas instruct that in order to understand transcendental knowledge,
yes,
we have to hear from the authority. Transcendental knowledge is knowledge from beyond this universe. Within this universe is material knowledge, and beyond this universe is transcendental knowledge. We cannot even go to the end of the universe. So how can we go to the spiritual world? Thus, to acquire full knowledge is impossible.
Yes. So, when we say pratyaksha, anumana, shabda, we employ these pramanas based on what we want to know. If I only want to know how to cross the road, I don't need some books for it. I can use my eyes. As long as my eyes are working, fine. Correct, na? So, if I have to know about God, then shabda praman becomes the most important. So, depending on what you want to know, you use the pramanas. Other pramanas are for certain knowledge, but Shabda Praman is the way of knowledge for knowing about spiritual subjects. To acquire full knowledge is impossible by one's own ways, like that Prabhupada said. Now he will describe about what we are trying to know. We are trying to know about spiritual sky, which is far beyond. Even this material world itself is not understood fully. This small solar system, that also we try to send satellites and they fail across the range. Is it not? So difficult. So how can we ever say that we will understand everything by our own Aroha Pantha? It's very difficult. So Prabhupada here he points out, all this knowledge is there, but how will you make experiments? It's not possible. Therefore, you have to take assistance of Vedas. See, somebody may say, it's like you don't have option, that's why you have to try. See, point is, you can see it multiple ways. यहाँ पे एक source है, that is you refer to your modern scientific way of understanding. Another is, here is Veda. We are not telling you to discard modern science. At least look at Veda as a source of knowledge. Try to understand it. How much you are able to understand, that much you accept and follow. It's not like blind acceptance or follow everything. We are not saying it. That's it. You getting? So why are you discarding Vedas as a source of knowledge? That is not fair. Is it not? So Prabhupada is bringing that Vedas are the ways, the only for understanding about God. Okay, at least learn and start to follow it. In our Krishna consciousness movement, read this.
In our Krishna consciousness movement, we are accepting knowledge from the highest authority, Krishna. Krishna is accepted as the highest authority by all classes of men. I am speaking first of the two classes of transcendentalists.
Yes.
One class of transcendentalist is called impersonalistic.
So now what Prabhupada is putting, okay, you are telling Shabda Praman. Shabda Praman means कोई तो व्यक्ति होगा जो सब कुछ जानता है वो बोलेगा, है ना? In case of Vedas, who is that person? We say it comes from God. There are many people who say this person is God, that God is this and all. So tell me one person whom all spiritual practitioners accept. That is Krishna. So Prabhupada is bringing it like this. He's not saying you should accept Krishna because I say it. No. Because many people say it. Not only devotees say it. And first example he takes of whom? Shankaracharya, who is not in Bhakti tradition. So he respected the position of Krishna very much. And then later Prabhupada will also give examples of Vaishnavas, devotees of Krishna like Ramanuja, Madhva, Vishnu Swami, like this. So all these people have very clearly accepted Krishna as the authority. Shankaracharya tells that famous sloka, Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. There is one very famous composition called Gita Dhyana, in which he glorifies Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is the speaker of Bhagavad Gita, and he tells Krishna is not like any other भाषणकार, जो ऐसे कुछ बोल दिए ज्ञान या कोई ऋषि जैसे बोल दिया, ऐसा नहीं है. This person is Jagat Guru. Who is that Krishna? He specifically points out. He is the son of Devaki and Vasudev. See, that same thing Prabhupada is writing in English. The names of his father and the mother are mentioned. No doubt about it. Who is this person? So anything which Krishna has spoken is Shabda Praman. In that sense, Bhagavad Gita is the foremost Shabda Praman. So in this whole introduction, we see two important books in Vedic knowledge. Most important books. The first one is here, Bhagavad. The second one comes at the end of it. Okay, we will see that. What is that? You might have guessed already, but it will come at little end. Okay, so Prabhupada says, our source of knowledge is Bhagavad Gita, which comes directly from Krishna. We have published Bhagavad Gita as it is without interpretation. Whatever Krishna says, we accept. That saves much time. It is practical. It is less time consuming, we can say. And it is the perfect source of knowledge. Why is Shabda Praman considered superior? It comes from authority. That's why it's the perfect source of knowledge. Any other reason? I just now told. Just it saves time. Anything else? It reduces early. Yes. It reduces early. It is less time consuming. It saves us so much of time. It's most practical. जिसको पता है उनसे सुनो, हो गया एक तरह से, समझ लिया आप, है ना? आप खुद समझने का प्रयास करो, कुछ गलती करो बैठोगे आप, है ना? कभी कभी हमारे समय में ये ट्रांसिस्टर्स आते हैं. आई डोंट नो वेदर यू सीन और नॉट. ट्रांसिस्टर्स, people used to hear cricket commentary in our childhood. That time there was not this crick info and apps like that. So sometimes the transistor would go bad. So जो भी है थोड़ा तकनीकी वाला, he would open it and he will, he himself will solder it, do something like this and that. So sometimes while doing it, we would make mistakes and we would short it, short कर देते थे हम. तो बहुत बार ऐसा हो जाता है, तो हम डांट खाते थे, अरे जाके वो दुकान में तो पूछो कैसे करना है ना, उनको पता है तो सीखो, otherwise you will spoil that whole instrument only, transistor. So point is, if you go to someone who knows it, you save so much time. It is most practical and it is perfect. You will not do mistakes. They might have done mistakes and they have learned. Why you have to repeat mistakes? In case of spiritual knowledge, it's perfect source because it's coming from God, like this. Okay, so you should know why Shabda Praman is considered superior source of knowledge for spiritual subject. It's an important question, huh? Please note. Okay, now Prabhupada will describe about inductive, deductive. We already saw inductive means aroha. Deductive means avaroha. Okay, now please note when we read what example Prabhupada gives, and later you can explain me. Read from here, Prabhu. For example. कोई और पढ़ेंगे? Thank you. Sorry. Others also let them.
For examples, there are two systems of knowledge in the material world, inductive and deductive. From deductive, you accept the man is mortal. Your father says man is mortal. Your sister says man is mortal. Everyone says man is mortal. But you do not experiment. You accept it as a fact that man is mortal. If you want to research to find out whether man is mortal, you have to study each and every man, and you may come to think that there may be some man who is not dying, but you have not seen him yet.
Yeah.
So in this way, your research will never be finished. In Sanskrit, this process is called araho. Aroha, the ascending process. If you want to attain knowledge by any personal endeavor, by exercising your imperfect senses, you will never come to the right conclusions. This is not possible.
So please explain this example in the view of aroha and avaroha. What example Prabhupada gave? Some mortal man. कोई explain करेंगे?
So here, aroha is where a person means with relation to this example, a person is going and checking with every man that if he is mortal or not, he is mortal or not, he is mortal. It will take too much time.
Yes.
And he'll rather not reach any conclusion because he is also mortal and he'll go in.
He will only die. Okay.
He'll also
Good
be
answer,
gone
huh?
in that time.
Okay.
So then that is aroha, where he's going to each person and checking.
Yes.
And then avaroha is that he's listening from so many other people that
Yes.
here we heard that his
Correct.
mother is saying, his
Everyone
father
says.
is saying, all people around
Accept
him.
it as a fact. That
Yeah.
Prabhupada.
If he accepts it as a fact, then it is avaroha, where he's the knowledge is descending and he's accepting it, and it is saving him much time. as well.
Very nice. Well explained. So, sadhu, 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 Krishna Prabhu. So like this, Prabhupada is putting here, if you want to attain knowledge by any personal endeavor, it will not come to right conclusions. There is always a doubt that maybe I did not meet a person who is immortal. समझ आ रहे हैं आप? शायद मैंने सबका सैंपलिंग नहीं लिया, शायद मैंने ऐसा गलती की. तो वो पॉसिबिलिटी हमेशा रह जाता है. बट इन शब्द प्रमाण इट्स अ फैक्चुअल सोर्स ऑफ नॉलेज. Okay. So from here, Prabhupada will describe the nature of knowledge, especially in spiritual platform. He describes, this is explained of how difficult it is to know about God. In Brahma Samhita, there is a very famous verse for it. Panthastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo. पंथा पंथा मतलब जो अपने पथ में चल रहा है, ट्रैवलर, पंथा, means he is traveling to know God. How long he can travel, how far he can travel, how much time he has to travel. Imagine that he is given practically unlimited time to travel. How much? कोटि शत वत्सर, वत्सर संवत्सर, संवत्सर मतलब साल को संवत्सर बोलते हैं, है ना, समझे आप? संवत्सर, अभी एक संवत्सर का नाम है वैदिक पंचांग में, साल को क्या बोलते हैं? संवत्सर. कितने संवत्सर देंगे आप उनको, कितना उसका टाइम है, यू नो. इमेजिन ही हैज कोटि शत वत्सर, crores of hundreds of, means lot of time. And how much speed he can travel, you know, it's like very slowly, like Pune traffic like that. No, let him travel at the highest speed for longest time. Time का बोल दिया उन्होंने, कोटि शतवत्स. And then speed. Vayor athapi manaso munipungavaanam. Let him travel with the speed of wind. Maybe better than that, even with the speed of mind. Still that person cannot attain or reach God. That's the declaration given by Brahmaji. Imagine people want to go to moon. They are launching 4th, I think, now. So imagine they may run out of fuel. No, we will give you a lot of fuel. We'll give you a lot of time. Just somehow reach there. They will tell, yes, why not? But here is a planet, spiritual planet, you can ever reach by how much ever time you have, how much ever speed you have. No restriction of that. But yet one will not be. See, read this whole thing. Just ride. Prabhu, read. You read. Whoever has the mic can read. Just ride.
Just ride on the aeroplane which run at the speed of mind. Our material aeroplanes can run 2000 miles per hour. But what is the speed of mind? You are sitting at home. You immediately think of India, say 10,000 miles away, and at once it is in your home. Your mind has gone there. The mind speed is so swift. Therefore, it stated, if you travel at this speed for millions of years, you will find that the spiritual sky is unlimited.
Unlimited.
It is not possible even to approach it.
Approach it. The third line says, Sopyastiyat prapatasim avichintya tatve. Avichintya, usko aap samajh hi nahi paoge. It will always stay far from you. And that is the personality Govinda. Govinda Mahadi Purusham Tama. So the subject which we want to know is so difficult to understand. The only way is Shabda Praman. That's also described. And how do we approach Shabda Praman? By Parampara. So that's why Prabhupada says, therefore, read ahead. Vedic injunction is that.
Therefore, the Vedic injunction is that one must approach the word compulsory. Is used a bona fide spiritual master, a guru. And what is the qualification of spiritual master? He is one who has rightly heard the Vedic message from the right source, and he must practically be firmly established in Brahman. These are the two qualities he must have. Otherwise, he is not bona fide.
He is not bona fide. So therefore, one should approach a guru. The guru should be accessible to you. He should not be like, in past, मैं, मध्वाचार्य को अपना गुरु बनाऊंगा. कभी कभी ये भी बोलते प्रभुपाद जी को मैं गुरु बनाऊंगा और उनसे ही मैं सीखूं. No, that the guru should be a living guru. That is also Prabhupada going to say. So he should approach a guru, means he should go to a guru and learn from. So what is the qualification of that guru? In Prabhupada's words, see those lines. Two are there. Rightly heard, correct? Rightly heard from where, Prabhu? Right. He has heard it properly and he has heard the right information. Correct. And he is firmly established in Brahman. Firmly established in Brahman means he is also practicing it. He is fixed in his practice and his convictions and his beliefs by following practice. So one should have heard it from his guru and one should be following it. कभी एक भी नहीं रहता है अगर कोई बस फॉलो कर रहा है पर वो अपना खुद का गुरु ही नहीं, हाँ सुना ही नहीं. ऐसे बहुत सारे आजकल है कि नहीं. नाम तो अच्छे अच्छे होते हैं, सदगुरु, ये गुरु, वो गुरु, पर उनके गुरु वो खुद उनके गुरु के वचन को तो कोट नहीं करते, उनके गुरु के बारे में तो वो बोलेंगे भी नहीं. सो हाउ कैन यू एक्सेप्ट देम एज स्पिरिचुअल गुरुस? और सम पीपल मे स्पीक बट दे विल नॉट फॉलो. सी बोथ ऑफ देम आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Any knowledge that we accept is Veda. Veda means any knowledge. Please note it, this is a question. Any knowledge that we accept is Veda. Now, why do we need to accept Vedas? Can we not learn it ourselves, any knowledge? We have four. That's why Prabhupada described 4D. What are 4 defects? Illusion, cheating. बोलिए प्रवीण प्रवीण. Yes. Illusion. Okay. यहाँ पे हमने sequence थोड़ा अलग समझे. You notice that? Usually we hear that, but here the sequence which Jiva Goswami Prabhupada has presented that. The first one, what he mentions? Commit mistakes. What's the Sanskrit name? Pramada. Oh, additional information, but anyway. The second was illusion, Brahma. Brahm mein gir jayenge. Third, cheating, Vipralipsa. Fourth one, imperfect. What was that? Karana Pativa. Okay, that's an additional. Then we saw, okay, some people have some wrong understanding of Vedas. What are they? 3 were there. See, Vedas are Hindu scriptures. People say, no, they are not. What are they? They are scriptures of Varnashrama Dharma. To be technically right, it is Varnashrama Dharma. ठीक है, आप हिंदू बोले तो बोलिए, but exactly to say it is Varnashrama. Varnashrama is applicable all over. इसलिए Vedas are applicable all over. ठीक है. Then the next one was अरे Vedic axiomatic. Axiomatic मतलब blind faith. No, you can without. So उसके लिए Prabhupada जी explain that Kaudang, है ना? Every science, every field has that. You follow it, you get benefit. Sometimes science confirms it, sometimes no. It doesn't matter. Third one, it's compilations of human knowledge. People say, अपौरुषेय बोलते हैं. किसने लिखा है, कौन बोलते हैं वेद? Actually वो भगवान से ही डायरेक्ट आ रहा है ना. It's called अपौरुषेय शब्द. ठीक है. इसके बाद हमने देखा how Vedas are actually mothers. Who is the father? Guru. Of course, Krishna. Krishna's representative Guru. In this world, the first person whom Krishna gave knowledge is Brahma. That's why Brahma is also grandfather. Correct. So Brahma is also called father. Then we saw the three pramanas. What are the names? In one sentence, please. Pratyaksh. Hanuman. Use mind and intelligence on it. Huh? And third, bona fide. And two ways of acquiring knowledge also we saw. Another way to see it. Aroha, avaroha. So, Shabda Praman is avaroha. Pratyaksha and Anuman are aroha Praman. Then we saw, okay, this also we saw. Highest authority of knowledge is Sri Krishna. Why? Because I like him. He's accepted by all spiritualists. Like that. ये क्या था? ठीक है. And how to receive knowledge from him, that will coming. Okay, last thing, we have to receive knowledge from Guru. What are the qualities of Guru? Prabhupada told last thing we saw. What should be seen in the Guru? Right source, right knowledge, वो पहला था. Practice. Brahma. Okay, so that was introduction. Actually, there is some more. And in one sense, introduction is complete book in itself. ऐसे आप भगवद गीता इंट्रोडक्शन को भी देखोगे ना, it is also very wonderfully written. So after this, in next class, we will complete introduction and we will enter the first verse, invocation. Very interesting. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any comment or question? Also, Prabhu, you want to add?
Hare Krishna. So we are hearing from a right person, right authority person who has heard from a right authority. In fact, I personally wanted to learn Ishopanishad very much well, and then we found a very good teacher. So we thank Chaitanya Prasad Prabhu for extending and teaching. By loudly chanting, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So I'll be personally attending these classes. So please be aware. So next next Monday is Balaram Purnima. We are going to have a class. So please be present. Sunday, we are going to have class at the same time. As mentioned by Krishna Prabhu in the message, that everybody is requested to wear dhoti kurta, nice tilak when you come for Bhakti Shastri classes. You know, while learning all this philosophy, we apply also. And the application begins like that. So everybody is requested. So every Bhakti Shastri class, every Bhakti Shastri exam, all the devotees, please wear dhoti kurta, tilak nicely. Okay. Another important thing is that attendance, please mark your attendance. I didn't see any attendance paper flowing. Okay. So some of the classes of Prabhuji will be online.
Yeah, I wanted to say that. I have a limitation. I may not be always physically present. Some I will come online.
So while those online classes also, that is a rule of a BVRB, your attendance will be marked if your video is on. So maximum online classes will conduct here only. But those devotees who are online and those devotees may attend online, they have to put their videos on. Okay. Any question, any queries?
About subject we will take, but anything about Prabhu made announcement. Question. हाँ ठीक है. आपको आपके जो प्रभु ने announce किया,
anything about the announcement?
Anything about open book remaining or something completed?
Those devotees who have not, some of the devotees have not submitted their open book of Nectar of Instruction. Please submit by this weekend. Otherwise, we are happy if you want to join another course and start your NOI again. Okay. So next week end is the deadline. After that, we will not be accepting any open book, and you may have to join your next batch. Okay.
Yes, Rishikesh.
Prabhuji, my doubt was about the position of Srimad Bhagavatam.
हाँ.
So previously, मतलब जब बलदेव विद्याभूषण जी ने गोविंद भाष्य लिखा था, उससे पहले जो वेदांत सूत्र की जो कमेंट्री थी, every वैष्णव संप्रदाय हैज द कमेंट्री ऑफ वेदांत सूत्रस. सो हमारे इसमें पहले आचार्य इवन बिफोर विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर, तो सभी लोगों ने श्रीमद् भागवतम को वेदांत सूत्र की
स्वीकार लिया था, नेचर ऑफ
हाँ.
कमेंट्री. हाँ,
So why there was first question is why there was need to write गोविंद भाष्य, और दूसरा ये था कि तो जो न्याय और श्रुति का जो बाइफर्केशन है, तो उसमें श्रीमद् भागवतम कहाँ आता है?
हाँ, श्रीमद् भागवत actually we place it in Nyaya only because it is written by the one who wrote Vedanta Sutra. It is seen as Nyaya only.
It also
So-
talks about the glories of Lord, pastimes of Lord.
Yes, to enunciate that same principle. See, Srimad Bhagavatam is a very scientifically designed scripture. Though we see it more as stories put together, it appears like Purana. It is Purana. Yes, it is Purana, but it is much more than Purana. We categorize them in Purana and hence it can come in Smriti. Correct? No, Puranas come in Smriti, na? But yet it is also seen as Nyaya. Just like Bhagavad Gita is Shruti and Smriti, we saw, similarly Bhagavatam is both Smriti and Nyaya also. There is that vision. That's why, as you rightly told, for long, until there was an opposition, there was no attempt because they felt there is no need only for writing commentary on Vedanta Sutra. In the very beginning, Jiva Goswami in his Sandarbhas, he showed how Bhagavatam explains Vedanta Sutra. He made that first attempt was made by Jiva Goswami. He showed it for some 4 or 5 sutras, what I have heard. But later, this is how you see whole Bhagavatam is actually Vedanta Sutra. Brahma Sutra Bhashyanam. That's the word which he says. Huh? In fact, he says that's the Bhashya for even Gayatri Mantra, Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra means Vedanta Sutra. And later, because there was an opposition which came because of those Vaishnava, I think Ramanandis or someone in Jaipur, there was a need because it was strongly contested. Radharani's worship and your philosophy of Radha Puja, Archan. So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam Vedanta Sutras, Bhashya came in. It manifested in that sense. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.